Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, my name is Kim Titus. I'm the Chief Wildlife Scientist for the Division of Wildlife Conservation. It's a pleasure to be here today before the board, and I'm more than happy to answer any additional questions along with Peter, as Bruce indicated. And along with Peter and myself and others, we've largely been tasked with dealing with falconry regulations. I'm a former falconer and a bird of prey person, expert of sorts.
What do non-residents do now? I mean, have they been knocking at the door and saying, and then what are they told? What if?
Through the chair, this is the first proposal that we've had formally for a non-resident take. And so what non-residents do now is they can't come to Alaska and acquire a bird and remove it from the state of Alaska. And we have fairly complex regulations for our resident falconers so that a resident falconer cannot take a bird and summarily transfer it to a non-resident through an export. In effect, the resident falconry community over the last 25 years has supported those complex regulations so that basically you can't have a resident go out in the field, get a bird, take it on their permit, and summarily transfer it out of state. So it can't do that. We have a number of intricate regulations for residents that in fact make that very difficult. I hope that helps you.
That does a little bit, but do we have I'm trying to get an idea of what the interest is from out of state. Is there any other way that we know? Just from people wanting to apply? I mean, is that going on, or is this the first person to ever want a non-resident wanting a bird?
Thank you. Through the chair, my experience in the raptor community, and in fact a trip to Idaho at Christmas time on other business where I met with a number of falconers and some of the falconry groups in Boise, Idaho, is they're not knocking down the door to come up here. I would say it's modest. The largest falconry organization in North America, the North American Falconers Association, has never put a proposal requesting a non-resident take. So it's a modest number of individual falconers, of which there's a few thousand in the lower 48.
But this proposal does come from a non-resident group, and it's the American Falconry Conservatory. I don't know whether that's a large representative group of people outside or not, but I presume they've got a number of membership. And another concern I had, these birds exist outside. I mean, they have all these species of birds out there already, I presume. But the reason they're interested in our birds is the genetics. And so they want us to share our gene pool, and I have more reservations about that than I do about some other things. And the reason they want these genes is it's going to be profitable for them to have them. And they start raising some, and they're going to make some good money off of it.
Nate?
Yeah, thank you. On the topic of the monetary aspect of it, I've said it before earlier in the meeting, that doesn't bother me so much. Why a person values something is up to them, is my view on it. And if we have a resource that is healthy or stable at a minimum and possibly abundant, there are some unknown factors regarding how many birds there are and how many ISIS there are. But all indicators is that we have a stable and very viable population. What motivates a person to want to have a falcon, whether it's for the joy of hunting or to to help propagate other gene pools? Those are value systems that belong to the user, in my mind. And it's a separate question of, I think maybe we've moved beyond the question of whether we should be allowing it. But I'm not too comfortable with I guess, judging another's value system on it. I don't feel personally that's really, I mean, I have the right to do that, but I just feel comfortable going down that trail so much.
You know, I think we've had pretty good discussion on this one. Quite a bit of record has been provided. I think I know where the board's going. but maybe, Christie, would you take a roll call vote? A yes vote means we want to proceed. We agree that non-residents should be able to come to Alaska and catch birds. Of course, a no vote is you're against non-resident. Christie, would you poll the board, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Final action on Proposal 174 as amended. Sager Alba,
Yes.
Mumford,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Spraker,
Yes.
Probasco,
Yes.
Turner,
Yes.
and Yurko.
Yes.
Proposal carries 7-0.